With DC's Titans officially taking a break until 2023 after airing its mid-season finale for Season 4, now felt like the perfect time to finally give my thoughts about Season 4 thus far. As it stands, Titans Season 4 is better than I expected, and honestly, I actually really like it as of now. No, seriously, I shockingly like this season way more than I ever thought I would. For context, in the past, I've been extremely hard on this show, to the point where two of my biggest videos are me frustratingly discussing and ranting about the past seasons of DC's Titans. However, Season 4 finally feels like they've begun to learn from their past mistakes and actually figure out how to make this show enjoyable again for the first time since Season 1. Truthfully, that's thanks to this season's biggest strength, how incredibly focused it is. Titans Season 4 finally went into a much needed direction adjustment for this show, which is making things feel far more centralized. With the majority of this season taking place within two key locations, Star Labs and Mother Mayhem's base, the show has finally been able to build things worth caring about. Whether it's Gar and Dick beginning to learn how to utilize Gar's powers because it's necessary for the plot, Rachel and Corey getting a small dose of screen time together, or Tim being explored as a character entirely, we're finally getting to see the Titans be fleshed out in positive ways. We're finally beginning to get those smaller moments that we appreciate in the long run, because it really impacts the various relationships within the Titans, and because it's finally building team chemistry amongst the Titans. This has been needed for so long, primarily because the older seasons never allowed this type of bonding to happen. In the older seasons, the Titans would constantly get together only to argue and split up for a smaller subplot that doesn't really matter to the overarching plot, to then get back together by the last 2 or 3 episodes, since the show is about a team. This is the first time the Titans have ever felt like a team, and that's what has made me enjoy this season so much. It's like, for once, we're getting to see these characters grow in a direction as the overarching plot unravels, and every bit of character development is happening as a result. Such a result is genuinely fantastic because it finally allows us to care about every single thing that's happening. You never feel like you're being taken away from Mother Mayhem's goals or Brother Blood's character development because a random side plot is happening off screen or in an entirely different location where 1 or 2 Titans are isolated from the rest of the team. It's like, for once, the show is finally clicking in a way that it's arguably never clicked before. Even in a moment where we're getting a flashback that is meant to give Sebastian depth and allow us to understand him as the eventual antagonist of this season, it doesn't feel like a waste of time because you want to know more about Sebastian. You want to know why he's never clicked with people. You want to know what's led him to this point. You want to know why he's going to eventually become Brother Blood. This show is so grounded in and focused on the story it's trying to tell, both big and small, that it's very easy to find yourself entirely invested in each episode, even if the episode mostly moves some subplots along and doesn't have the most memorable ending nor a ton of fun highlight moments. Thanks to the writing and direction of this season, I can finally say that as it stands right now, Titans feels refreshing and revitalized in a way I never saw coming. A big part of Titans feeling revitalized is not only the writing or direction for this season, but the new characters that have been introduced in this season. Thankfully, Season 4 hasn't gone the route that Titans has gone on in the past, which is introducing far too many characters for us to care about or give enough screen time to. Thus far, the 4 major characters that have been introduced, Lex Luthor, Jinx, Mother Mayhem, and Sebastian, who's becoming Brother Blood, have all worked for me. Starting with Lex Luthor, Lex works for me despite his incredibly short amount of time on Titans, and Lex's death wasn't pointless. Was it sudden? Yes. Did it frustrate a lot of people, me included, because it felt like they wasted such a huge character? Absolutely. Rather than making Lex's death feel meaningless, they've shockingly used Lex in a way where he actually still lives on within the show. Firstly, Lex's death was so sudden and shocking that it immediately creates a sense of curiosity. It makes you want to know what happened, who caused it, and why. As a result, this immediately makes us care about Mother Mayhem, which is a good thing. If anything, it's actually a great thing. Sacrificing a major character to get us to care about the real villain of this season is incredibly smart, even if it takes a couple of more episodes to feel earned. Secondly, and more importantly, Lex's death impacting Connor is where it shines the most. Connor isn't just a plot device anymore. He is becoming the new Lex, for better or for worse. He's no longer the bubbly idiot with barely any personality and a ton of superpowers. He's using his powers in different ways. He's now finally questioning Dick's motives, and he's looking at the Titans in a different light. He's finally getting character development and a storyline that's interesting to watch as it unravels right before our eyes. And this can be directly traced back to Lex's death, which is why Lex Luthor worked for me despite his very brief appearance in this season. As for Mother Mayhem, she's only been okay to me. She's really not that interesting unless she's with Sebastian, despite her trying to end the world by luring Sebastian into becoming Brother Blood. When she's with Sebastian or trying to get Sebastian away from the Titans, that's when she shines. And it's because she's creating the inner conflict within Sebastian, who's a far more compelling character. Sebastian's inner struggle of trying to fight his destiny of becoming Brother Blood has been so well done. He feels both helpless despite Rachel's best efforts to be by his side because he's the first person she sees herself in, and evil as well. Every flashback we've gotten has painted this picture of a character who is going to break due to the things he's been through, but not in an average way. He's finally going to break and take his wrath out on the world, and probably the Titans as well, now that he's become Brother Blood. His storyline almost feels like it's going to lead toward a traumatic or emotional ending in more ways than one. There are finally real stakes at hand. The world could potentially end, or at least be permanently affected by Mother Mayhem and Brother Blood's actions, though the Titans are probably, and obviously, going to save the day. We're finally going to see the Titans get pushed into a position of having to think quickly and act in real time. We're finally going to see these characters have a bigger focus than just themselves and their own self-absorbed intentions. For the first time ever, it feels like an antagonist of a DC's Titans season is going to bring out the best of these characters. I can't wait to see where the direction of Mother Mayhem and Brother Blood goes. I know this sounds messed up, but I'd love to see Sebastian turn on Mother Mayhem toward the end of the season, and not in a heroic way. I'd love for him to become so obsessed with his powers and so corrupted by them that he ends up killing Mother Mayhem. That'd not only be hilarious, but it'd be such an interesting way of bringing Sebastian's storyline to an even higher stake towards the latter half of the season. Finally, this brings me to the best character of this season, Jinx. Jinx has been the absolute highlight of this season by far. Even if Mother Mayhem and Brother Blood's plot sizzles out by the end, I can still say that Jinx made this season enjoyable. For a character who's not supposed to be good, she is so much fun to watch. She's constantly bouncing off of every character effortlessly, her jokes are legitimately funny like the Samuel L. Jackson one, and she does such a good job at making stressful moments for the Titans far more breathable. This is the first time that a character who's meant to be the comedic relief is being written in a way that works. It doesn't feel forced at all when Jinx says something sarcastic or intentionally funny. It feels like that is who she is. One of my favorite moments with Jinx is when she's talking to Rachel in episode 6. I love how Jinx used her relatability as magic users to immediately click with Rachel as they discuss the morals behind Rachel choosing whether she wants her powers back or not. Smaller moments like that make you want to see more of someone new like Jinx, and it makes you want to see an unexpected friendship between two characters who couldn't be any more different from each other, and that type of moment gives gives Jinx enough depth to make her more than just a chaotic, funny, and comedic character. It allows a serious moment, such as when she's talking to Dick about how she's been unexpectedly enjoying being with the Titans and how much it's been changing her for the better, to land well and feel believable. For what it's worth, yes, I know she seemingly died, but her line of, "oh no, not again," makes me think that we're gonna see Jinx go through some supernatural journey that ends up with her making her way back to the Titans. So no, I don't think she's entirely dead, and I expect her to come back. Heading into 2023, I'm legitimately excited for the second half of Titans Season 4, and I'd be lying if I said otherwise. I can't wait to see where this storyline goes. However, I do have at least one major concern regarding the rest of this season. I'm concerned that wherever Gar's storyline with the Red is heading, it may not stick the landing. That's arguably the only storyline that I'm concerned about. I'm not really concerned about Brother Blood and Mother Mayhem's storyline. I can't wait to see who or what Connor ends up becoming by the end of the season. I actually like the love storyline with Tim and Bernard, although I do need Tim to shut up about wanting to be trained by Dick. It is so annoying, and it's to the point where I'm just over hearing Tim complain about this because it's starting to feel like a character trait of his. And since this show has spent so much time using Cory as a "you should be concerned about the future" plot device, I'm more than used to Cory constantly dealing with random warnings about the future. The main reason I'm worried about Gar's storyline is that I can't really tell where it's going, and somehow it feels both relevant to the overarching plot and irrelevant at the same time. I don't mind Gar getting his own subplot, I really don't. In fact, it's something I've wanted for multiple seasons now because Gar is my favorite Titan. It's just that I really hope that Gar's storyline doesn't require him to go wandering off on his own, which then isolates him from the Titans for the rest of the season. I really hope that whatever's going on with him regarding the Red can be solved within the confines of Star Labs, or at least within a location where all of the Titans need to go. While Gar going on his own path of self-discovery sounds interesting on paper, I genuinely hope that this doesn't happen because I don't want it to remove the amount of focus this season has had. And, of course, I hope it ends up unlocking more transformations for Gar because Gar transforming constantly steals any big set piece or action moment in this show. It showed when he made such a cool entrance after transforming into a gorilla. Thus far, Season 4 of DC's Titans has been shockingly good. I'm even willing to say that this season has been so good that it's arguably the second best season of DC's Titans so far, right behind Season 1. The idea of telling such a focused story while using the core theme of magic to embrace the chaos that is DC's Titans has been fantastic. In fact, I love to see this show continue to lead into the realm of magic because it works. This use of magic has led to such a fun cycle of the Titans trying to understand magic and figuring out new confusing mysteries that keep popping up. Plus, I'd love to see if the showrunners manage to somehow snag a John Constantine cameo who's been name dropped multiple times this season. And although it's required Dick to finally take a backseat this season attention-wise, all of the characters have been given much needed character development and genuinely compelling storylines. I think we can all agree that if we have to sacrifice Dick Grayson getting character development for the sake of other Titans getting character development, it's absolutely worth the trade 9 out of 10 times. We're only 6 episodes in, but as someone who has been notoriously frustrated with this show not living up to its potential, this season of DC's Titans deserves a lot of credit already.